So cardiography, as we've discussed about these all topics these days, aims to monitor the fetal well-being and detect fetal hypoxia, and I really insist in the timely manner. And this is a visual interpretation we do of cTGs. We use different kind of guidelines, FIGO, NICE. We also have our own guidelines in French with the cNGOF. Some use physiological analysis, but even and with the aid with these guidelines, there is still intra and inter-observer variability, and we think that computerized cTG will reduce this inter-observer variability and help us to evaluate. And the problem is how to prove and how to show that this computerized cTG is really useful to improve our maternal and neonatal morbidity. So we built this study to this purpose, and we wanted to see if using a computerized cTGs help professionals to improve their accuracy to predict hypoxia. And secondly, we have wanted to see the improvement of inter-observer variability and split the results by range of pH. And we're going to use for this some different outcomes, the success rate and the accuracy. And secondly, we're going to use also the proportional argument and reliability. And I used both of those because the guidelines, the GRAS guidelines, are made to help us to improve our studies that evaluate inter-observer and inter-observer agreements, and they propose to do both proportional arguments and reliability to evaluate it. So we built a tool, we call it FHR Annotator. It's a website tool. And we download in this tool 100 cTGs, and they come all from CTUHB, which is an open source database. And this database is useful because it's already annotated by experts, the CTUHB experts, and many people use it in the cTGs research. And we put in this website 50 files with hypoxias and 50 normal files, and we use a computerized cTGs, deep cTG, which is I just presented yesterday. It's the logistic regression model we built from a PHP database, and it wasn't trained with CTUHB's database. It was only validated on it, and there are 4 different inputs in this computerized cTGs: the minimum and maximum baseline, the areas of deceleration, areas of acceleration. And IUC for the prediction of hypoxia in this database was 74%. So this is the website. We ask people to fill some information: their country of practice, their city of practice, if they practice in a university or non-university hospital, their profession. We send this email to student midwife, to resident, to obstetrician and midwife. We ask for gender, and we ask for year of study or graduation if it was applicable. So we've already validated this web tool. We had this first publication. We only ask people to annotate it, but without computerized cTGs. And we have a success rate. Sorry, I can't. Is it focused? No. Oh, the success rate, the global success rate in this cohort was around 60% of success rate. And the sensitivity was also around this same values. And what we noticed that this point represents all the different raters of the web tool, and well, everyone is different. And what was interesting is to analyze it by the pH range, and we just noticed that, as it was already shown in literature, that we are very good to predict fetal hypoxia. And not that bad when it's normal, even if the success rate was around 60%. But when we have this moderate, as I defined this as moderate, when the pH range is between less than 7.20 and more than 7.05, actually we better let's change decide than decide by ourselves. So we use the same websites with 100 cTGs that are offered to annotation to participants, and we do it. It was like a prospective randomized studies based on this retrospective database, and the cTGs were randomly labeled by the computerized cTGs 2 out of 3 times. And is it possible for you to click on labeled, because I don't have. So I can show you the example of what they have when the cTGs was labeled. So they have different kind of information. They have some click-on data, the age of the patient, her parity. They have the sex of the fetus, the term, and the neonatal weights. They have to decide if they think it's the pH was below 7.15 or if it's normal. And they have 3 different annotations. The first one was the prediction of the model, and the prediction was only a number. They have a prediction of risk of being a fetus in hypoxia. They have a characterize of this risk by word, by more than, it was 94%. So we said visually that this 94% consider it's a high, very, very high risk of hypoxia. And we give some explanation based on the logistic regression variable that are inside. So we say that this is a very high risk of fetal hypoxia because there's abnormal baseline and because there's abnormal fetal acceleration deceleration with 32%. And the third level of annotation was visual. We it's better without the pointer. We draw the baseline, what the computerized cTG thinks it's the baseline, and we show in green the acceleration, in red the deceleration. They also have the uterus contraction down, and they can choose the speed of paper if they more confident with 1 centimeter or 3 centimeter per minute. So this is the interface they had when they have a computerized cTGs. Sorry. Yeah. And when they didn't have any aid, they have nothing, and they just have to guess or to interpret the label cTGs. Is it possible to click on return? Thank you. And there is this double randomization. It means that when people just log on the website, 2 people will not have the same order of computerized cTGs, and a same cTG will not be labeled for will not be labeled or not with the computerized cTGs. And we address this website to doctors, to midwife, to school of midwife, and to to the referee of residents in Paris. I just make a reminder of the evaluation metrics. Sometimes it's sure to have the same definition. So we define the accuracy as the ratio of a correctly predicted instance to the total instance. It means that if we predict well fetal hypoxia or normal hypoxia, it's going to be a success. It's going to enter in the success rate. The sensitivity is when we only look at the prediction for fetal hypoxia, specificity for normal situation, and the proportion agreement is the ratio when the raters agree on the response, and the reliability is when the agreement was adjusted for chance. So this is our primary results, and last time I did this statistic, which was on June 1st. We have 124 participants, and we have a third of obstetrician, midwife, and residents. Have around 4,000 cTGs that were annotated, and the mean of annotation was 19 per participant. And we send it to different partners, and we have, most of them are in France, but there are some in different countries. So our main results are those. The success rates are also, sorry for all this color, but let's focus. The green one is the model, is deep cTG. And the red one is the cohort of cTGs that were labeled tanks with computerized synthesis, and the dark blue, is the one without any ED and any computerized cTGs. So if we look at the success rates, having a model, it improves the global success rates, and you have 62% of success rate when you have a computerized synthesis versus 44% of success rates without any computerized ED. And if you look at the specificity and the sensitivities, it's quite the same for the sensitivity, but in specificity it's better with EDs than compared without EDs. Oh, I have same issues with my tables. So we also compare the proportion of agreement and the reliability. You can find it. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Actually, when you look at the proportion of agreements, it means the agreements without taking into account the chains. It's improved, but slightly. It was very good. It was good, and with the model, it get to very good, and it's more the reliability was improved, and it was moderate without the computerized cTG, and it became substantial with the computerized cTG. And we look at the pH range, which are maybe the most important results. I just remember you that the green one is the model, the red one is the computerized cTGs and the human, and phase 2 is without model, the blue one is only the human. So we can notice that when we are in a normal case, the computerized cTGs is doing well, and there is no quite difference between groups, between the people with EDs and without EDs. When you look at the moderate situation, it's improved. The computerized cTGs improved our success rates, but it's still not perfect, because we still around 50%. It's better than without any aid, but we're not to the same level that to the computerized cTGs. But what was interesting, it was when we had the fetal hypoxia less than 7.05, both human and the machine get better than the machine by on ourselves. It means that they trust it, and when they have maybe some doubt, they use it at her best capacities. So these are only first results we did. There's many of information needs to be developed, but it seems that we improved our prediction of hypoxia and also normal outcomes when we do the interpretation with the computerized cTGs. And these predictions the prediction performance of severe hypoxia is better with computerized cTGs compared to without model and compared to algorithm alone. So the automated analysis reduce observer variability, and future research aim to understand which parameter, because we give them many parameters, the prediction of first success rate, the visual parameters, the estimation of a risk, and we don't know which one was really useful for the professional to improve their ability to predict fetal hypoxia. So if you want to join, I didn't finish my analysis, so if you want to participate before, please this is the website tool. It's open only on the computer. It's not designed for a smartphone, but you can try it and tell me if you do better than the computerized cTGs or not. Thank you.